Hello everybody! It has been a while since I have streamed, but I'm pretty much done taking my break. A lot of it was because I had to train another person and my schedule for work entirely flipped, and I wasn't sure if it was gonna stay flipped or not. Turns out, yeah, it did. It was gonna stay flipped. So that has caused me to besides my own bad sleep habits, that caused me to not know when the hell to stream. But now we're all good. We're doing some low energy art today because I stayed up till like 3 messing around with this little new overlay look that I got going. It really shouldn't have taken that long. The tutorial video that I was even watching was maybe like an hour, so maybe should have taken an hour and a half. Yeah, I started multitasking while doing that. So yeah, we're gonna chill out today. And then after the stream, I had to turn myself down for a minute. After stream ends, I will hopefully be able to get out a new schedule pretty quick and hope to stick to 2 streams. I switched off of Genshin today as what I originally planned to do because I wanted to actually pay attention to the story, and also I kind of forgot where I was, so I'll be catching up on that after stream so then I can make some stuff for that. I'm gonna turn on some music. I'm gonna actually start with some Minecraft music instead of letting my Spotify play. That's chunking a little. I don't know why my Spotify was doing that. It was really weird. Turn it up a tiny bit. Alright, that should be good. But yeah. Next time I do Genshin, I will hopefully be able to put it on a day I'm fully off for a longer stream because I want to try and get closer to finishing Fontaine and going right into all the new Natal stuff. Just a little smaller. Little low energy thing. Don't look great, but it's whatever. But doing an art stream also gives me a chance to try out the new little music bot thing that I have. Well, not a bot, but little music display. Except it doesn't stay up, but I don't know a better one. So we're testing it out for now. See how it goes. And now I need to see where I'm actually at now. Okay, I need to do all the books. I should go for a bit more of softer shading, just because these are all pretty small. What's that? It's very light, but it's not going to be super seen. All the plushes are going to be the harder thing to kind of shade, but shouldn't be too bad. In the background of not doing any streams, I've actually been trying to work towards getting a VGen code. Mostly through raffles though, and there's not a ton, so it's taken a bit, but I also might try the way of, I know they'll do little applications on their Twitter. You just have to have a actual portfolio of, and so I just gotta make one of those. I have a bunch of art that I can put on there. I just need to actually, make it and put some thought into that, so. I don't know if I'll do it on a card website or actually make an art station, but we will see. So I'd love to get commissions up. That'd be pretty sweet. Not the best shading. It'll be okay for now. Because honestly, this is the biggest kind of like background I've ever really done. I don't really do backgrounds, so trying to do this is just a big step up from what I usually do. Let's skip this. This song's 6 minutes! I didn't realize that. Oh, is Spotify not oh. Okay, that's a... Oh, it's delayed. The little music thing I have to display what I'm listening to, it's actually a little bit delayed. It might be because I skipped a song, and so it didn't know what to do for a minute. Okay, that should be all the top of the books I need to shade. Though it really doesn't look like shading. It's fine though. Even though I've noticed some problems with the coloring in this room already, it's kind of like, well, too late to go back now. Mostly because I just don't want to go back in and try to fix it. Because I know it'll take a lot of time to search for every little tiny bit that I missed coloring. Because the new things with doing a room like this is one, it's a room. I rarely do backgrounds to begin with. So this is like a big step up from what I normally do. So it's a nice change, and I would like to continue to practice this so that I can offer being able to do this for other people. Because it is tricky business. But also like trying to keep shadows actually semi-correct. Like I'm pretending the light source is like in the middle here. And so the shadows are casting this way and this way. Oh, you probably can't see that. Hold on. Let me change brushes real quick. There we go. But I'm pretending the light source is like right here. So shadows are being casted off this way, but it's like a soft light even though there's not a visual light source. But so I'm trying to keep all like these plushies to their shadow casting like kind of this way. And all these ones casting this way. Even if the light isn't actually there or that harsh, but I'm trying to be better about where I place my shadows, as I tend to do the whole just I think there's a name to it, but it's just where you just put shadows around the edges of everything and just shade the item itself and not the surrounding light source and give the room a light source. Oh, I just realized I erased that. Oops. That's not the color I need. Give me this one. There we go. But even if this piece is not gonna look too gray after the fact, and I'm just like, oh, I see all these little mistakes, I'm at least trying to learn from this in terms of just placing my shadows better and doing a room. In which then I may try my hand at some more after a few other things I would like to draw. I do have an emote to draw for one of my friends. I honestly don't know if I'm going to try my hand at animating emotes. I do have an animation program, but I haven't touched it. But I may do that. And I do have somebody's permission, one of my friends, to kind of not really make stuff for them, but test around with their character to try my hand at making other PNG tubers, and also maybe like kind of more graphic design stuff, because that would be cool to do as well. Because I've only done stuff for myself, so it'd be nice to try with somebody else's to give, I guess, a little more taste into something else. I don't know. I sometimes I don't know what I'm talking about. It's okay. I think the last one that I didn't shade is this. Doesn't really need much though, because it's like so standoff alone. All the other ones actually have stuff on them, so. I guess a little bit of gray, and it's probably okay from there. Just kind of like the contact against the bookshelf. It kind of looks weird, but it's alright. Now to blend everything together. Not all together, but you know, blend it out. And then find the next thing we have to shade. Which I may go after the chair next. Which I did actually draw based off of my own chair. Well, as close as I can get. The colors aren't exactly the same, and I removed the like hole that's in the back of like gamer chairs. I just removed that because I didn't really want to draw that. Needs to blend out a little better. Oh, why'd I do the shading opposite on these? That's really weird. Actually, no, that one could probably stay, because it's making contact with the bookshelf. I did not do this one. There we go. Now we can continue to blend this all out. I said this was a low energy stream, but I love to talk so much that it's just like I can't not talk. And I had a bit of a headache earlier, which is why I decided to switch, but it's kind of gone now that I've eaten a good breakfast. And got like halfway through my lunch before I was like, yeah, I probably should start stream, huh? Shading don't look too nice. I think I need to add the bottom just a slight bit more, and then erase what's already going over the lines. There we go. It's probably a lot more than I needed, but it's okay. These books should be pretty small, so it shouldn't be too bad if they're a little messed up. And then I'll clean everything up after the fact. Well, this book don't look too great, but I kind of made that a little more complicated on myself by accident. Then go to these books. I don't know if the gray's gonna totally get erased when I do this. I'll have to zoom back out. Let's see, let's go. I didn't give a little bit of gray here. Because I gave it down here. I didn't do it upwards for some reason. Go. I think after I make a new emote for a friend and I'm done making some assets for video stuff because I would really like to get into trying my hand at video making. I just really don't know how to edit, so that will take some time to learn, but that should be okay. It's a little bit harsh. I think I might draw some fan art for VTubers that I have been interested in for a while. Right, now time to go in and clean a few things up. I did grab the right brush, right? Yep. It's because I always put my rendering or shadow layer over all the line art. So I'm trying to make sure it does not just completely erase any line art with how much I blend stuff. This should be fun. I just need to... Okay, no, that was just spare pixels that I left. I did the line art. Whoops. I guess kind of same with that too. It's not too much of a mess here. So that's okay. Okay, we're pretty much done with the books. You don't really see it from far away, but... Oh, you can really see those freaking... Let me get this. This is bothering me. Honestly, it's probably because I put too much color down. But sometimes I'm just too lazy to erase the small detail stuff, which is something I'll need to be better on if I'm doing stuff for other people. But for me, I can get a little lazy. It's okay. It's for me. I can be lazy. And because this piece took a lot longer than what it meant to. I don't even know when I made this thing. I don't know how long that was. That was a while ago. It gotta be a month ago. Right. Let's render. And now we're gonna go to the chair. Even if that layer's not in the technical correct order. Actually, let me check. Okay, desk and chair are at the front. So that's probably all the plushes down there. I'm gonna already name this. This shouldn't take too long. And then I'll have to do the desk after. I was going to do like a little design on the desk mat. Then I really couldn't think of anything. So I might do that another time. Alright. Now this chair can get harder creases because it's a lot more towards the front. Oh, and hello, line art. Why are you there? Still there. There we go. Good thing that was noticed before I just kept it in forever and then got too lazy to take it back out. is slightly darker. I don't know if that's gonna be too dark. I'll see. I'm trying to do the harsher shadows a lot more to things that are gonna be closer to viewing, while softer shadows are a lot more in the back or scenes that aren't as present. I'm trying to I guess give maybe that the like what would be the computer here. That's really poorly drawn, but just kind of like the computer screen would be giving stuff off even though you can't see it. I didn't exactly choose a light source, but I tried to make one up. I made that stuff up. It ain't real. Wait, can I just... Thank you. This is actually in the middle? Okay, it is. I made sure the chair was in the exact middle of the room. And we'll have to export the desk separately, so then for the image I can actually just pop it over my character, so then it looks like I'm actually in the desk. See, I have some carpet rendering that I need to fix up. So I'm gonna do that real quick. That layer. Give me. Probably don't need that much. But I see it on top of the chair. Doesn't need to be there. That's bed. So I'll need to get that as well. Seems I didn't erase as cleanly as I thought. There we go. Okay, there we go. Now we can go back to what I meant to be doing. Try to get small shadow along all the stitching. Right, and now before I go too far in doing the other middle part of the chair, I'm going to try to, not that. I'm gonna try to blend it out and see if this is gonna work the way that I want it to. Because I just want a harsher shadow, but not something that looks bad, I guess. Ooh, that's way too big. Go. Okay, yeah. I might need to put a little more down so then it's more crevice. Somewhat doesn't help that I have my window open to give my room some light. I just hate using my room light. And so it is kind of making it a little hard to see certain colors the way I need to screen. Right, back it up a little. Okay, it's doing what I needed to do. I just need to give it some more material to shade out with. That is a very small brush. That is not what I meant to do. There we go. Alright, that might end up being kind of... There's technically a difference in texture here. Small-ish amount. That does mean we'll probably want to do a little bit of a light area on the chair, but not something that's like glowing in a sense. It's like to the desk, so do tiny shadow there. Not something too bad though, too harsh. Just stitching at the top of the chair. No, there ain't. Good. Man, now I just want to play ODST. This the particular song in the background is from Halo 3 ODST, and now I really want to play it. I was doing 2 playthroughs by myself, because there's like the achievements for doing it on different difficulties, and so I was just going through those playlist ones that Master Chief Collection has set up. I think I was doing easy just to blast through it, and then normal, also wanting to do the audio log achievement, but they're so scattered, and I think I'm gonna finish out the easy one, then go through the normal one to find it. It's the only part of the story I remember from the audio logs, because it tells a more separate story, is this girl is like getting on a train, but she's trying to like get away and some disaster happens. But she's like, I guess trying not to get... I don't know if she's not trying to get caught by like some authorities or something. It's been a while since I've played, so I don't fully remember. But I do remember the most obvious logs I got was maybe like 4 or 5 different logs, and that's about it, and there's 30 in total, so quite a big difference. But they're scattered throughout a city. You kind of visit when it's your point of view. Otherwise, ODST switches through pretty much all of the team's POVs and what happened to them when they dropped in some kind of emergent... I forget if it was a crash or emergency landing. But everybody got split up, and all the different POVs are at different times, but certain members get to meet up with each other at different points in the story. Again, this is why I need to replay it again. Okay, I think that's... Trying to just smooth it out a bit more. I wish I could just pull this tablet in front of me fully, but with how my cord setup is, it doesn't have a great position for that. I should have drawn a Byakuren Fumo. That's whose theme this is. She's from Toho 12, sorry about that. And she's a very pretty lady, she's cool. She's the final boss, but not the extra. I think I've seen her fight once, but I've never actually played it, because it's 6, 11, and 12 are all the hard Toho games. They're all my favorites though, but I don't do bullet hells enough to be able to fully play through it. Even on an easy mode, they're hard. So, on my own, I need to be doing 8 and 10. Those are what's said to be more the easiest or just better intros to it all. Okay, and I think we can just airbrush some of the lightness because it's supposed to be very, like, gentleish, because I don't want it to give some kind of weird shine, because it's a chair. Unless that's too light, that's too light. I want it to still have some kind of pop to make him look more realistic in a sense. That might be too much. We'll see. First, I'm gonna blend this out. Because these arm pieces should be fine. It's just to kind of make it pop out some more. So it looks a little more like I'm trying to make it look real. Even if it's not that great of a job, but it's okay. It is all okay. Okay, now we'll shade this out. It just might be too much. Is that too much? I think that is. I don't know how far back I just went, but let me just take all this off and redo it. Just trying to be careful not to get any of the already harsher shadow that's down below. There we go. And we'll try again. That might be the only parts that super need it. Just a little more kind of the outside. That might be it. Okay, that looks a little bit better. Not completely, but it's also the fact that, like, I'm gonna already have my, like, PNG tuber in the middle. So it's not super important. And what's more gonna give, like, what? This being much more, like, outwards and towards the viewer. And this one is more kind of indented, in a sense. Kind of hard to draw the arrows, but... Alright, now we can give this part shading now. Skipping this. We're going to the mine hole. That's a really long Minecraft zone. We're gonna go to this. There we go. I don't know if this one's too quiet though. Kind of like an indentation all around. And then we can pretty much go along the seam lines. Need to clean up stuff, but I'll have to clean it up all along the desk. And I'm pretty much gonna draw it on here. Hopefully that doesn't move all the lines, but we'll see. Let's go back over. So you pretty much can't see it, and then I gotta blend it out enough till you do. smaller. I'll probably have to erase it, like erase the shading that's on the lines to make it look a bit better. But that kind of works. I feel like I need a different kind of. I feel like it's a tiny bit too light. Let's mix these, it's okay. There we go. And we just, airbrush. And the looks slightly better. It's not like too much of a difference. Somewhat see it. Just a bit. Alright, now I'm gonna see if cleaning this up makes it look a bit better. Mostly because it just looks like it's glowing to me, and I don't want it to glow. I don't need a glowing chair. So glad I put this on a separate layer, just in case I messed up. So I don't need it messing up the whole chair. I feel like compared to the rest of the chair, it needs to be darker. Just because the rest of the chair is just already pretty dark. So at least give this kind of outline a darker look, and the middles might be okay. I just don't want my chair to glow. It don't need to glow. I don't need a glowy chair. Slightly better. I think I just need to expand it outwards a bit to make it look more. Why is it doing that? Like becoming like a weird pencil. I think it's just how the pressure on the pen is. It's airbrush. My bad. Wait, get rid of that airbrush. There we go. So that could have been a bit too much. Okay, that's alright. Alright, now for cleanup. And then clean up the more blackish, semi-blue part of the chair. And put them together. And see what's left to do, because this might... Either I can get this done off stream or on stream. We'll have to see. that looks alright. Okay, and this part we're making sure it's not on the desk or anything else. Also do need to get the bed, chair. Okay. Control E. Yep, it is. This is for the desk. What do we have left though? These stores, I'll probably give a glow to, a slight glow. Because the room isn't like dark overall, so. Can do that, and then it's a bunch of plushes. And which order do I have them in? I think I have Marissa Fumo first, yep. And then there is 4 Fumos, 2 FNAF plushes, so it's 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. So next we will work on these little, we'll kind of swap between the plushes and anything with the desk. The desk is going to be kind of small unless I come up with a design to put on it. I would like to, but I can't exactly think of anything. Now everything with you is going to be soft rendering with all the plushes. One just soft texture, but also they're much more in the background, so I'm trying to give them softer shadows. Whether that's actually how things work or not is a different story, but that's okay. Let's just do this, and we'll move this tiny little box for the colors right there. It's a little bit hard doing basically black on black. Cool thing about this little plush is I actually have this Fumo. It is off of Amazon, but it is basically the same. So I'm not gonna really care for a Fumo authenticity if they cost as much as I'm led to believe they do. But there is a pretty good place on Amazon that sells them. It's that customs just take a long time, so that's the only thing that ever worries me about buying them. But I would like to have a few more. Specifically, the Satori one. Because you have to go by the official ones, and the Yuka one at least doesn't exist, I think, at all on Amazon, no matter who the seller is. She's real in design. Some people have her, but they might just not be sold on Amazon at all. So. It's really hard trying to give the detail on the fumo and try not to have all the liner just disappear right under it. I would lower the opacity of the brush, but it's tricky and I'm lazy. The song is so quiet. I consider taking it off, but this is also music that goes on in my car, so it's nice when it's actually at a louder volume. Okay. I'm gonna try and get all the little shadow pieces done before I blend anything, and I just gotta be really careful. There we go. And then I think just the arms. Sorry, my voice was starting to die on me a little. Alright, gonna check on something real quick. Alright. Little stretch. Alright, there we go. Good. Try not to give too much shadow, because realistically with these fumos, it's basically just a piece of whatever fabric they use over it. So it's pretty thin material for the hairs. So it's nice and plush though. We'll give it that. It's nice and plush. Which is why I really want more. They're nice. I just also do not have a place to put them. If I get more though, I can put them on my bed instead of trying to put them on my desk, because I have Marissa on my desk. Not exactly a great place for her, because all she's doing is kind of slumping over. I don't have a great place where she wouldn't possibly get knocked over to put her. Sometimes I think about rearranging my desk, but then I don't really know how I'd rearrange it. Mostly because of how many monitors I have and my art tablet placement. Because I can't plug it in from the back, it has to be from the side, so it has to be on the left side of my desk no matter what, if I want to use it. And like putting it away or anything and grabbing it back out would be too much of a hassle that I just wouldn't do it. So I think we're pretty good on all of this shading-ish. Now we're just gonna blend it out gently-ish. Luckily, with making this brush so tiny, it does make it a bit easier to not be as harsh. Or at least just control the pressure a bit better. It's nice. All of these little ruffles up here don't really need to be blended out. They're way too small to do so. It would be kind of nice if I got a Friday or Wednesday off. But I'm not sure. I try not to take too much time off, mostly because money grind. Yeah, there's not much to do there. God, that's left is a hat. The tiniest bit of this black that I can see, because oh my god, that's like straining my eyes to see. I'm trying, but it is difficult. I think that's blended out alright. This brush should be a bit bigger since I did quite a bit of probably a little too much for just a little. Okay. And I think the only cleanup that needs to be done is just along that. Just to get the outline of the brim back. And then we can re-blend some stuff in. Right, erased on accident. Okay. Any shading on these food moves isn't really gonna show up, but I still want to do them. Cause like, being fully like, kind of zoomed into about where it is, like any of that stuff is gonna be like, not seen. I'd basically have to do just a big overcast shadow for anything to be seen. Alright, now we'll move to Satori. This is one I really Luckily, most of her outfit is kind of the same color. And I didn't give what her usual design is on her. Kind of like, I believe this is just a long skirt for her. Or short skirt. Depends on, I think, which version you're looking at. But usually there's kind of like these white silver patterned roses, but it'd be so small on here that it's just not worth doing. If it was like slightly bigger and wasn't totally pixelated, then yeah. I'm knowing already prematurely blending this out. Give a brush in. Alright, and then blue next. Now, just actually about blend everything. Gotta do a little bit of gray on the socks, even fully erase it. And then the shoes. Oh, and the skin too. That's really, really dark. Here. That. Yeah, that's okay. That, I guess that is the jading color. I'll just need to give her eyebrows back. Just looks very brown. Okay, her face just looks kind of dirty. It's too dark. as no get to be. It's a little better. If it's a little more orangish, it's not brown. Because then it just makes it look off. Blend it out, and then I'll give her eyebrows and eyelashes back. Clean stuff up. I so want to play Deltarune. I haven't played it on my own, and I was like, you know, watching a friend play it, and we were all voice acting it, but that fell apart a bit. But the music's so good. I think whenever Chapter 3 comes out, I think Chapter 3's not out. I'll have to check. I know Chapter 2's done. I don't think Chapter 3 is, but when that comes out, I'll probably do videos of it. For going through 1 through 3. I'd wait till all of it's done, but honestly, I don't know if they'll fall out of irrelevance then, because like people waited so long. I wouldn't think so. Because Toby Fox makes really good games. And especially long-lasting ones, like Undertale, like people still go on about Undertale all the time. Yeah, maybe I'll start playing Deltarune when Chapter 3 comes out. Just to have even more new stuff. Or at least to have stuff that I haven't already seen. Like, I haven't seen maybe, like, a few of the boss fights in 2, but I know their music. But in 3, I can probably start with a much fresher slate of not knowing things. Alright, now I need to get this heart. It is supposed to be plush, so it's just like a very light. Yeah, like I guess that. And it looks pretty gray. To make it gray. Bonk, bonk, bonk. There we go. There. That should make it better. Alright, and there is Satori done. I believe it's Yuka next. Okay, it is. Going up. In. Here we go. Yo! What's up, Zakira? It has been a while. How's school been? If you start school, I think you did, but not 100%. London, that's why. I don't think I gave Satori her eyebrows back. No, I didn't. There we go. Then needs hers back as well. I'm gonna guess that stream is typed to you then. Alright. Now that I have given everybody their eyebrows back so far, now we'll go back to Yuka. Make sure we're on the right layer. Go. I'll have to give Yuka hers back as well. It's weird. Yeah, I hope your internet will be okay. I don't know if you're at home or out and about. Gotta do some hair shading. Yuka technically has two different outfits because she was an older game character and came back into... I don't think it's... It might be Toho 9, which is... what's the name of it? I'm looking it up. It's gonna bother me if I don't. Oh, Yuka. So she's in Phantasmagoria of Flower View, which is, I'm gonna guess 9. But she's also from one of the old Age of Toho games, Lotus Land Story, and she's the final boss there. And in her older version, she has more kind of like a pants overalls look, with, I believe, longer hair. But in the newer age with Phantasmagoria, she has this shorter hair look and basically the same pattern as her overalls, but much more in a like dress kind of, not really vest, but whatever you'd call this situation. I don't know what it's called. And now she gets some extra shading because she's in a bookshelf. Probably more than she actually needs, but it's okay. A little more this way so it's somewhat... Actually, the shadow needs to be going the other way. My bad. It's probably a little harsher than she needs it. To erase a little bit. I thought this was a different Halo song. I was like, this already played like twice already. Trying not to accidentally give her hair too much dimension because it's literally just pieces of fabric for Fumos, so Not like it needs that much, but try and give her some kind of life. The classic. That is. This is like pixel art here. I don't mean to. I think today I'll probably go for trying to stream 2 hours. Basically till I get hungry for lunch again, so. And then my schedule, I should be able to make it about 5 p.m. if it comes out on time. So we will see if it comes out on time. The past few weeks it has not. It comes out on the same day, but it just comes out a lot later. Cause I don't know, whatever's up with the site it's been really weird. So okay, and then this is gonna need slightly bigger. Just really want to. I would really like this Yuka plush if I could find where to buy her. That wouldn't be like super expensive. I know there's Ami Ami, but I don't know anybody who's used it, so I don't know if I should trust it. So. But I know a lot more of these Fumos are on Ami Ami. Mostly because I'll do a bunch of promotional stuff for them. But I just don't know if to trust it and much about it in terms of like how shipping is and any of that business. Shoes are about the same color. Just don't know. Is this bookshelf shading? Goodness. Is that what's setting everything off? Bookshelf, friend. Let's see. Yep, that's exactly what it is. I did not clean that up that well. I thought I did. That's probably what's affecting the hands too. Exactly what. A bit. There we go. Her sleeves are looking much cleaner. Explains why ruffles looked so gray too, because I barely applied any gray. And they look a lot cleaner. Oh, there we go. Pretty much. If my work schedule is busy this week, I may do some more of these art streams, especially that I'm feeling like doing art a lot more, which is good. And to expand my portfolio and do a lot of different testing for stuff that I want to draw and try out. I may do some more smaller art streams. give my Twitch a little more attention. I give my YouTube a lot of attention, but that's because I play a bunch of Genshin over there. I do have other games I play over there. I end up playing a lot of Genshin because I'm trying to catch up in the story so I can like play whenever I want, more or less, and not feel like I'm constantly behind. Or like I'm gonna get spoiled any moment. Which I've already been slightly spoiled in Fontaine, but fair enough, I was several updates behind, so that was honestly gonna happen eventually. So I would really like to finish Fontaine to go to Natlan normally and not be several updates behind that too. It's probably enough there. And I'll have to, of course, give her her eyebrows and eyelashes back. Just a bit. Just a tad. Right. Let's give you stuff back, miss. Okay. Now you're done. Alright, and now is on to Yukari. But before that, I'm gonna take a quick little just water sip. I'm gonna mute myself because I have no clue how loud it is, so I really rather that not be heard, so hold on just a moment. There we go. And now to go in and start with this first. I know Yukari's plush is, I believe, like real on Amazon. I think the only ones who I know aren't are like the much more like, I think it's Yuka and a few, actually, nah, I can't even speak on that. I don't fully know. Slightly darker yellow than Misa. There's also two different designs to Yukari, but I think that's just because she can be a side character to Reimu in the games. And so it just depends on, I don't fully know the switch up. It might be when she's a boss versus when she's like an assistant character to Reimu. But I'm not 100% on that. I'm gonna skip this because the next song's good. Satori's theme! I love her. I love her so much. I think it was Satori was probably the first character I really, really liked in Toho. And so I love her theme. I want lots of figures of her. But I got one of her. But I also don't have any room if I were to have more anyways. There are some really fancy figures of her though, and I'd like to have one fancy figure of her at the least. But her theme's my favorite, just her whole vibe, even if it's just like she's depressed. But she also has plenty of reason to be. From what lore I do know of her, she kind of like completely lost her sister to, I guess, a sense of madness. And she can read minds, which, you know, having that as any kind of superpower would just be tormenting. Like, you can say, like, yeah, it'd be good in some senses, but also being able to read everybody's mind would just... It'd be so much information to handle all at once, but also having a sense of people's opinions on you and opinions on other things, but anybody's horrible thoughts would just be awful to know about. But her theme is one of my absolute favorites. I would play this over and over any day. Okay, I think that's good. Shading. Trying to give like a slightly purplish gray since she is a little more purple tinted sometimes. And I also don't want to give like that she's completely like white in terms of her clothing. I want to give a little bit more color. And it's nice to sometimes just give a slight off-color gray to any shading of white, just to have things pop a little more. A little more just color in general. But her alternative outfit has a lot more purple than this outfit does, so I'm in some way trying to pay respect to that. Not really, but we can chalk it up to that as an excuse if we need to. We don't need to, but it's okay. Sometimes I just be saying stuff, it don't really make sense. But I'm also just really tired. I stayed up way too late. Okay, that's about as much shading as I'm really gonna get on this. In terms of that whitish gray. The only real shading is there. Try this a little darker. That's probably about the best I'm gonna get away with. And all this red's about the same, so I can probably give it about the same shading. Just try not to give it too dark, because it's a very deep red. So, I don't want to super diminish it. Or... Now to blend everything out. just about done with her. Sound just a tad. And now to clean up some stuff. Very gentle about this. Yeah, sadly you can't see a whole lot of there. At least you can't see a whole lot of these two shadings. That's really small. It's true. You can't really see much of them. Kari from the Alright. Now we're actually gonna do Fredbear first just because he's gonna be super easy because he's literally just 2 colors. Well, technically 3 if you're counting a different shade of yellow. And I'm going to skip this song. This. Let's delete that layer back. Unless my pen decided to stop working. It did. No, I clicked the wrong damn tool. Okay, that explains that. So actually, let me retry this color. Okay, that's alright. It's because all these yellows are so close to each other. So I'm trying really hard not to just erase all the line art with all the shading. Now sadly, any of the Fredbear plushes, because I also have FNAF plushes as well, this one I don't have, but all of them look like knockoffs, and it's so hard to tell which one is like actually real. It's just, they look so goofy. So much so that you don't know which one's the real one because it just looks, it's Like, a lot of them end up looking off to the side in weird ways, and it just... I chose the one that looked kind of goofy, but alright. Oh, and I see some of the bookshelf shading got on this one as well. Get off, get off. Don't need to be here. Probably after Fredbear. Or actually, I'll finish all the plushes and then I think we'll be done for today. Cause my stomach now just growled at me and I'm getting pretty hungry. So then I'm gonna finish my lunch. Then I will hopefully get scheduled out on Twitter today. I say hopefully in case my work website decides to bug out again. We will see. Because sadly, I can't really do anything about that. Not entirely sadly, because I guess I'd rather not be the one fixing it, so. Get tea. Need to give him his freckles back. Shading for the ears. And now we need to get some purple in. That different. Yeah. Now for the top hat. The top hat for Red Bear always looks so funny on any of the plushes. It doesn't look exactly like the same as the others that got hats. So, it's funny. Again. And while I remember, before I forget to give it back to you, let me give him his freckles back. Go. Then bow a little so we can get those creases back. Go. Okay, he looks alright. He's definitely one of the more flawed plushes because you can see how many, like, you can probably kind of see, like, how many pixels are just, like, missing or not fully there, but no, I'm not gonna fully tackle. Alright, we finished Fredbear. And now we're gonna do Lefty. Then that'll be it for the day. Red Bear. Well, I think I named them plushes. Double check. No, I just named them their names. Which is good because it is kind of shorter, so. There we go. Then I think all I'll have after that to do is actually the desk. And anything within these poster frames is gonna be like any kind of future fan art or just drawings with friends kind of thing. Probably less likely the fan art thing, but maybe like some comms with their credit in there. Alright, Lefty. My bad, I was about to call you Fredbear. Not Fredbear. Am I doing? Yep, I'm doing the blend tool again. Make a new layer just to be safe. Yo, cowboy hat. It's not actually a cowboy hat. It just somewhat looks like that, in a weird sense. Just because if you made the brims up a little bit higher, you got a cowboy hat. I chose Lefty and Fredbear just because I want plushes of like. My favorites are always the very significant characters. I've realized it's like, I like the puppet slash Charlie. I like Golden Freddy slash Fredbear slash Crying Child. Baby, but Baby's plush is really hard to draw. It's not really hard, but it's one of the more odd looking plushes because, you know, it's much more human animatronic. Michael Afton, but Michael Afton is a debatable, I think, debatable on who he possesses. Because from what I know from, like, game theory videos, that Glamrock and Michael are probably the one and the same. But I haven't checked back on any of the new FNAF stuff to see if that's still in agreement or if something changed. Really, Lefty doesn't need to be this darkly shaded, but and I would have drawn the puppet plush, but it's so like Puppet's color palette is a lot of black and white besides the face, so it would just be like really hard to shade it and not have it blend into the background with how much pixels this just is because there's so small details. So I didn't think it'd probably be a good experience. And neither of those really need shading, they're so off the ear. Unlike Fredbear's. But shade this star a little, because the star isn't any kind of pop-out detail. Just there. There we go. And then the hat. Maybe a little bit too much on the hat. Whoops. I mean to click whatever I clicked on my keyboard. Okay, I did do the pause. And I think that is Lefty done as well. Sadly, a lot of the plush details aren't really noticeable because they're just so far back. Right. So I think today this is all we're going to do. Make sure to save. But we are pretty much, this is about at the usable stage. It's just, all I have left is that desk, which I may or may not give a design to. I would kind of hope to. I might honestly change the color. I might, yeah. I may change it to kind of have more of a teal color, like almost every color in this overlay that I made. So, might do that to add some more teal and just keep the three colors of like just the blue and the kind of rose-ish pink, and then do a teal instead of the yellow. The yellow I might do for a different theme, which is really for a different kind of mono version that I want to do, but that's way in the future. So, yeah. Hopefully I'll be able to have this pretty much ready by next stream, as the desk is all that's left to do. And pretty much these poster frames are going to remain empty till I either make something, commission something, or somebody else makes something and I want to put it in. Of course, with proper credit being shown, even if like part of the picture's cut off, I will try to make absolute sure that the credit is somewhere on top, or at least very visible, or even just like on the wall for need be. I will be making sure to do that. So I do thank everybody for joining today and tuning in. I know it's quite short, but just slowly getting back into streaming, and I want to make sure I absolutely did something today. So I will make sure to update on Twitter. Hopefully this command works, we will see. If it doesn't, I'll just put a link to my Twitter. But Twitter's where I usually will update and send out my schedule for a variety of things, usually posting art or the schedule, other things as well. But I will have to see. It does not look like I have a Twitter command. Do I have a socials command working? There we go. So the card is kind of outdated. I will also just give a link to my Twitter, because that will just be easier. But this is where I always update my schedule, say whether I'm doing something or switching something up. Like today I switched from art to from Genshin to art. I try to get my schedule out from on Tuesdays because it's when my work schedule comes out. It depends on if it's gonna update or not. So we'll see about that. So I do thank you all for joining, and I hope you have all had a wonderful stay in Haven. And I will see you guys another time. Bye bye!